One of the really interesting dimensions of San Jose State is its location. Just no question in my mind. It's one of the best locations in the world for a university. For example, we sit on the Pacific Rim. You're in Silicon Valley, which is an extraordinarily innovative, creative place. It's on the edge of everything that happens, it seems. San Jose State's been around 153 years, and over time has developed a deep, rich curriculum, a broad curriculum that's met the needs of this region for decades.
San Jose State educates our workforce. We develop more engineers, business people, managerial people in the business world, nurses, teachers. We are the engine that turns them out in an affordable manner.
And affordable education is so important. And we know as a state, we've got challenges all over. So it's really incumbent upon the schools now to sort of say, all right, let's take some of this responsibility on ourselves.
To make a change, and fundamental change. Changes that'll be long-reaching, long-lasting. You know, those are not possible in companies anymore. You need diverse skills, different ways of thinking, different ways of interacting. And I think the only way you can do that is at a university.
So you need to have a wide perspective because the world is changing.
The heart of the university is the talent in the faculty. If you have an endowed chair or endowed professorship that provides some funding to do some really unusual, uncommon kinds of things in your profession, it clearly is a significant advantage. And external funding is just extraordinarily important in helping us do that.
How many of you want to be teachers? That experience then.
I'm starting my 21st year here of teaching at San Jose State University, and I always tell people I love my job.
Come out with a different way of looking at the world.
For the most part, the students in my class want to be teachers, and they're very idealistic. They're very committed to improving the public education system.
When people from different backgrounds come together and there's no barriers, no dividers, it's just we don't see each other as, different ethnicities. We see each other as friends, as people, as classmates. It is very healthy because we all learn from each other and we bring different backgrounds into the classroom and different experiences. And it's a lot easier to put yourself in other people's shoes when you have that opportunity to interact with other people.
It's been a first-generation university. I mean, you can go back to whatever generation you want to pick, and you'll find that this university was the door that opened for first-generation students.
I endow a scholarship here for the College of Science. Part of the criteria for my scholarship is first generation. And I think it's because I'm a first generation. Frequently they don't have the family finances to sort of pay for everything else that a university education costs. And these kids are amazing.
Going to India has opened my eyes because we all, as engineering students, want to make a difference.
GTI for short is actually Global Technology Initiative. It's a brainchild of Belle Wade, Dean of Engineering College. And some years back, I think she came up with the idea of exposing the students from San Jose State to the cultures of India and China, especially in the field of engineering, and particularly in the field of electronics.
The opportunity to network and see the world in a different view, it was just amazing.
I'm lucky, I think, because I always knew I wanted a master's or a PhD. If I didn't have the financial aid, I would be having to work full-time, and I definitely wouldn't be able to be in my chemical engineering classes. I needed the financial aid. I wouldn't be able to go to school if it wasn't for financial aid.
Access to education is closing. Access to higher education is closing, and it's closing at an alarming rate. The more expensive education gets, the more people it leaves behind. And it doesn't leave behind for a year or two until things get better. It leaves those people behind forever.
Because if you look at kind of the accumulation of knowledge, it's accelerating over time. It's not a constant increase, it's an increasing rate of increase, which is why we're having a campaign. And I just love the theme of acceleration. We're moving ahead faster and faster, and the whole world is moving that way. And San Jose State has got to be one of the drivers.
I have a real affinity to San Jose State because I feel that if it wasn't for the accessibility of the CSU system, that I wouldn't be here today. I come from a single-parent family. My mother was a farm worker, all women, 3 of us daughters. And my education here at San Jose State gave me the foundation to go out in the work world, explore different occupations, and then also gave me the foundation I needed to complete a PhD in sociology.
I've always stayed involved in San Jose State in some way or form, mostly through athletics. I think that's very important. The university gave me a scholarship, paid for my education, and I feel it's my duty to give back.
San Jose State was very good to me. And it was very good for my career, very good for my personal development, all those things that the reasons you go to university to begin with.
I know what it did for me. I think that coming in as a scared freshman, not really understanding this whole college experience, by the time I graduated, it made me fearless.
The theme of this campaign, acceleration, means a lot to me in terms of the history of this university, the location of this university, the kinds of things that happen in Silicon Valley, the things that are happening on the Pacific Rim. It's not a time to stand still. It's a time to put on your pack and start climbing the mountain again.